And welcome everyone to part 4 of the Rhem 4 walkthrough. And we're continuing to use the walkthrough found at gameboomers.com. And currently we are in the Central Rail Tower. Now I'm just going to go down below, try to explain what's going on here the best I can. Alright, so basically, if you look at this map right here, this is the circular rail of which we are in the middle of, or right here in the middle. And basically, this is the south side rail, and this is where the tram is currently. Now, our goal will be to visit these other areas that we can access through these other side rails, east, north, and west. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to open up the doors at the top of this tower. Now, to get those codes for the doors, and this is currently the northern door, we take the graphs that we got off the door, you know, those geometric squares that made the different shapes. Basically, we superimpose those onto this document here, and you'll notice, and I'll just move those, give you an example here. So if you look at these graphs right here, there's a different shape for each side, each door, and each shape corresponds with one of these lines here. So for instance, the north shape right here corresponds over here with what was it, the red one? Yes, the red one. Alright, so basically you'll see that it only intersects one of the 5 letters. Each shape, in fact, only intersects one of the 5 letters. So once you know what letter it intersects, you can use the second chart over here to see what number that letter corresponds with. So for instance, on the red, we've got the A, which is, well, let's do the B, it'll be easier. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across and 3 down. So the B number for the north door will be B3. And then you just tabulate, figure out each letter for number, remember where it came from, and you'll have the codes for each door. So I'll just move this aside for now, and we'll get out of here. And this is the north door, and I've got the codes all ready to go. And it's A2, B3 as we just mentioned, C0, D4, and E6. And this should open up. Now we never have to enter that code again. So let's open up the rest of the doors. This is the east door here. So the code for that is A1, B1, C1. Don't worry if you go past the letter, you can actually just go back. It doesn't lose the number, it just cycle through the numbers again till you get back, or the letters till you get back to the one that you want to code. So D is 3 here, and E7. And let's do the south door, A3, B0, C2, oops, forgot to change it to C, so I have to put this back to 0. C2, D6, and E5. There we go. Now, I just want to say something about the guide. It's a great guide. Without it, I would have been totally lost. This game is quite the brain teaser. But if you're following the guide word for word, you might get lost in certain parts. So, thankfully, there's this video. So if you like this video, be sure to give the thumbs up. All right, enough shameless plugs. Let's continue with the walkthrough. So now it says open the tower doors and east-west passage. So basically, okay, so we're entering the doors. Power. Okay, now we're gonna go enter. We're gonna open the west door because this obviously there's no door here and you can't cross the bridge, but you can go around this way here. I'm just gonna go open it while we're doing all the doors. I think that's what the guide says to do. So now you need to move this stick man and basically arms straight to side and legs apart with knees bent. So just click it till you get the shape you want, which is this one. Go back to the door. Now we enter the code for the west door, which is A0, B2, C1, D5, and E4. Alright, doors open. We don't need to continue on at this point right here. So next part of the guide says close the south side rail. So go back to the tower elevator, go down using the elevator and back to the trams. Alright, so we're gonna have to go back to the tram and do that by going back to the central tower and taking the elevator down. Back to the tram. There's the tram. Let's get in. Alright. Backup reverse from the side railway that you want closed. Oh, we're not there yet, so basically. So the next part of the guide is not meant to be followed word for word. It's just basically giving you the procedure in which to close the rails. So I'm gonna skip reading that part. So basically, we're on the south end, and we want to close this entrance so that when we press forward, we're not actually gonna go back on the south side rail. Now we can't close the south side or switch the rail while the tram is here, so we're gonna have to move the tram. Let's see, we'll move it to the east side. Just back up reverse here. All right, and now we're on the east, I believe. Yes, we're on the east side rail. I think this way should be pointing east. Yes, we are. Alright, so now we want to go back over there and close the rail. South side. The guide suggests that you only have one exit open at a time, which is good advice. You don't want to end up somewhere where you don't want to go. So now if we were to ride the tram, we would just go around in circles because all the exits are closed. So now we want to go to the... okay, open the door of the sign panel. We're going to try. Okay, yeah, basically we switched that. Okay, so now we want to go to the north area. So in order to do that, we just have to switch the rail. Open it up. As you see, it's straight now, so if we click it, now it's going to direct us into the rail. So it also shows us that we need to come in from this angle. So basically, we're going to have to... our tram is over there, I believe. Alright. And so we're going to have to go... yeah, so there's our tram. Now if we went this way, we'd be blocked because we have to come in from the other way. So we're going to go in the tram and go forward until we go into the north area. The guide continues here telling you how to open the rails and stuff, so I'm not going to read all that. Going into the north area, Mandes place. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Mandes. Exit to the right and enter the building. Alright, so let's do that. Enter this building here and see 6 statues on the left. In fact, there are the statues. And each statue is holding round stones, these things, with letters on them. On the right side of the statues are 4 letters. So there we go. There's the 4 letters there. You notice they all have different letters. And because at the end of the hallway is a closed door. Here's a closed door. And a panel with 6 squares. This panel. To enter letters on. The wire on the panel leads to the button that opens the locked door. Now we need to get the code for the door panel. The panel has 6 squares. The statues are carrying 6 balls each. That must be the clue. And look and check what is different in the letters or the balls carried by the statues. And sure enough, if we investigate, each ball has a shadow except for 1. And one of the balls carried by the statue does not have a shadow. Note down the letter of the ball that does not have a shadow. So we would go around, write down the letters. And now enter the arranged letter on the panel at the end of the hallway. Press the button at the right of the door. Oh yeah, I forgot to read this part. Arrange the missing balls, shadow letters by their positions in their names. So basically, this I here that doesn't have the shadow is in the 4th position in the word we want to create. Not the statue that is carrying it for the order. So like the first statue is S. Okay. So that would end up actually being, if I am correct, the last letter in the code, I think. Oh no, it's actually the first. Okay, not quite sure what that means, but let's... oh, okay, so yeah, S, and then the next letter is M. Okay. I'm not quite sure what was going on here, but I've got the code that you need to enter. Setiok. You can read the guide and study it. To be truthful, I didn't really study this puzzle all that much to understand what was going on. So, I've got the code. Like I said, it's Setiok. Not quite sure if that means something in another language. I passed the E long time ago, didn't I? Too busy chatting. Alright, let's put the T in here. Notice certain letters aren't there. Don't know if that means anything. Oh, missed. Okay, this one, at least one has a reverse button. Alright, that should be it. And we've opened up the door. Alright, so... And then... next part of the guide says, see another building across the way. There is a missing bridge. To get there, press the green button and see that a far door opens. It does. Alright. Turn right and see a gold metal piece inside a glass globe. Pull the lever to drop the coin down the tube. We will follow the tube later. Now, Mandes' message. Turn around and press the button at the top of the round plate. Watch Mandes. And I don't know if there's a problem with the audio on here, but I don't hear anything at all. But anyways, the message goes, hello, I am Mandes. Welcome to my house. Please accept my apology that I am not here in person. Here you will find some items necessary for your further exploration. See you again soon. Alright, now we're going to get a door puzzle. Go to the next room. See depictions of doors with 6 squares beside them. There are 6 doors. Where did we see 6 doors? There are 6 metal doors at the entrance hallway. They mean the entrance hallway near the beginning of the game. And I never even noticed this, but apparently the doors open different ways. Now if you collaborate that, you look at all the way the different doors open and then take the code beside the door, you will be able to figure out what codes are needed to put here. I'm not going all the way back to the entrance hallway. I'm actually have the solution right here. So just let us enter that. So this one is the 5th square. This one is the 4th square. That's the first. I don't need to change it. And this one is the 6th square, 2nd square, and 3rd square. And that should do it there. Now we think the next part is to open that cabinet. So press the button under the closed panel. Take coins. Exit the building. Alright. So we're going to do that. Exit the building, I guess the way we came in. Alright. And next part of the guide says side path. Letters and numbers. Go to the left to the side path across the statue. See red cabinets on the wall. Alright, that's these things over here, and there's 3 of them. And now open the cabinets. We'll start with this one. See letters at the center of circles. Each circle has 0 to 3 that can be pointed on by an arrow. Take note of the letters inside the circles. Where did we see letters? Go back to the 6 statues. Note that there are 4 letters beside each statue. So we'll do that. Show you that. This over here. Compare these letters to the letters inside the cabinets. They are all there except 1 letter. We need numbers. Count how many times each letter appears on the sets by the statues. Then turn the arrow on each circle to point to the appropriate number by pressing the yellow letter button. So I'm not going to bore you by counting all the letters here. I'll just go back to the cabinets and punch in the codes. So basically, I'll start with the right cabinet here. And there were 2 V's, 3 F's, 2 B's, and 2 W's. Now in the middle cabinet, there were 3 X's, 1 question mark, 3 G's, and 2 C's. And in the left cabinet, we'll find that there's a Q. There was 3 Q's, no D's, 2 Z's, and 1 J. Now, if I'm right, this should open up the door. Didn't show you it was locked, but you can trust me, it was locked. And it's now open. Alright, side bridge. And now metal piece number 2. Turn left and see a box. There's the box. Open the box and take the round metal piece 2 that was inside the glass globe on the other side of the wall. Look close at the picture of a ball with no shadow lit up by a light bulb. This clue shows the shadow difference of the statue puzzle earlier. Continue down the bridge. Okay, we can do that. And see a cylinder with a wire going down the water between the 2 buildings. The cylinder is red inside and has a round indentation. Oops, passed it. This is what they're talking about right here. Alright, continuing with the guide, go to the end of the bridge and see that the door to the building is locked. Okay. Yes, it is locked. Now we need to go back to the tram and we need to check other places before we can complete things here in the north. So now we want to go to the east water area. So to do that, we're going to go back on the tram. Go back to the circular railway. Close the door to the north section. Of course, to close the rail to the north section, we're going to have to move the tram off the north side. And now we are on the west side. Alright, so we're going to exit the tram. Go back to the central tower. I'm assuming there's, of course, various ways to do this. I could have exited on another entrance, I suppose, but we'll do it this way. Close the switch to the north rail here. And now we want to open up the east side, which is over here. There we go. So we have to come at it from this side again. So basically, I think we're going to ride it forward, counterclockwise. We need to get back to the tram. Oops, I should have gone that way. Actually, I'll just need it to go over here. Back to the tram. just ride it forward until we come to the east water area. So this should be the south side. Oh, actually we're at the north section. Now we'll be at the east rail. And the next time we press forward, we should... Yes. Alright, so... see that the buildings are ruined and some are in water. Look left while inside the tram. See a building with a box. So look left. Building with a box. Access is not possible while the tram is blocking the way. Enter the building at right. Well, see, this is one part of the guide where it says enter the building, but before that, it should say... Alright. It says, red ball at the passage, look right and see a ball on the wall. They're talking about right over here. Alright. Press the red ball. Well, actually, you don't really need to press it, just pass your mouse over it. And like that, when you press it, nothing really happens. And see a triangle with red ball inside and 14 lines below. Continue forward and see a panel with an up-down arrow on the left. Alright, they're talking about this thing. Continue towards the building. Okay, now the panel has... Okay, continue towards the building and see a panel on the right. The panel has 4 squares with lines inside or outside the squares. Now they're talking about this thing. Alright, inside the building. Look around. At the right room are panels to enter numbers. Alright. It has a random puzzle clue, the dice. There's a paper roll depicted between 2 number panels. This thing here. The left room has a clock in the shape of a bone fuse. So, show you that. Clock and the bone fuse. The other wall has an empty bulb socket. There it is. We need to collect more clues or items for this area. Go back to the tram and reverse to the circular railway. So basically the only reason to come here was to get that clue off the wall. That number 14 comes into play later on, coming up in fact. Alright, so now we need to go to the west silo area. So in order to do that, we're going to back up reverse again. We're on the east area, so basically we'll move this tram, I don't know, move it to the south side, I guess. We could move it to the north side as well. Actually, can't move it forward. We'll have to move it to the north area, I believe, is where we'll end up. This is good. Main thing we want to do is get it off. Yeah, we are north. Okay. Get it off that rail exit so we can close that exit. And now we're going to want to open the west silo area. Of course, that's across the way, so let's go back down here. And around. Go back to the tram. Alright, so now we'll just go forward. I don't think I'm following the guide on this part anyways, but that's okay. Like I said, there's multiple ways you can actually open and close these side rails as long as you get it done. Now we are entering the west silo area, and then there's a entrance hall, a new entrance hall. Turn right and see a panel for 3 numbers. Alright, not that right, this right coming up. So there's the panel for 3 numbers there. Go outside using the left entryway. So this way here. Alright, see 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 on each side of the path. There are triangles with circles above the panels. Triangle with 2 circles and triangle with 2 overlapping circles. This panel is this is the panel at right in front with button. When the button is pressed, there is a number, and there is a number on the panel on the left side. It starts to drop stones out of the silo, so we can show you that. Any number at all, and it starts dropping stones. We can gather that 2 circles are 2 numbers. I guess we can gather that. 2 overlapping circles are the sum of 2 numbers. Okay, so triangle with 2 circles. This is the panel at front left. There is a random number. This is a random number and is related to the number of stones dropped from the silos or silo. Since 2 circles mean 2 numbers, the left number is a separate digit from the right number. So basically what they mean is this is 7 and this is 8, not 78. Alright, triangle with 1 circle. Now, this is the panel at the back right. It counts how many stones are dropped. I guess it's 93 so far. There is also a reset button, which we'll click. This icon is similar to the triangle with the red ball seen at the east water area. Remember that that triangle has 14 below it. If you start the whole process of dropping stones, reset the panel, note that every 14th item dropped from the silo is a red ball. We need to get that ball. Triangle with crossed out circle. This is the panel at the back left. If the whole process panels are not activated, press this button, then press the panel that drops the stones at front right. A different sound is heard. So we'll do that. I think that's what we're supposed to do after pressing reset. Now we're going to go back over here. Alright. So during activation of all 4 panels and after a certain number of stones are dropped, notice that a sound and flash are seen, heard. Take note of that number. Alright, so basically every 14 balls there's going to be a red button. So I'm just going to show you that. So we've got 7, 8, which equals 13. Which is not very good because then we have to get a 1 to get to the 14. If we happen to drop like 15 or 16 balls here, then we're not going to be able to get the red ball because we want to make sure that the last ball dropped is the red ball. So let's try to generate a number That's closer to half of 14. That's not too bad. 9. Alright, so it should drop 9 stones. And also, it's going to ding after a certain number. That corresponds to a different puzzle. But anyways, so we'll do that. I counted 6 there. Alright, so there was 9 balls dropped. And don't worry if you don't quite get 6 or 7 or whatever. You can always fiddle around with it till you punch in the right number later. You'll see. Alright, so now we've dropped 9 balls. We want to try to drop, or 9 stones. We want to try to drop another 5 to get 14. So just, there we go, 5. So we'll do that. There we go, there's the red ball. And I know since that didn't chime that 5 is not the number we need because we didn't hear the chime on 5. It's either 6 or 7. Pretty sure it was 6, but okay, so let's go get that red ball. And there it is. Alright, so next part of the guide. Enter the building. Triangle with 3 circles outside. Turn right upon entering the building. Right. Turn right. Well, that's what I did. So this part of the guide's a little bit... okay, anyways. Open the blue box on the wall. And that's this over here. Alright, so that's what they're talking about in the guide, even though I don't think they gave us quite proper directions how to get here. But that's okay. Yeah, that's minor details. Let's continue. It says, open the blue box on the wall. Do that. And see that the clue is a... Oh, wait a minute. See an outline of a pentagon. Turn right from the closed door and see the clue is a triangle with 3 circles outside. Turn to the wall that faces the entryway. Triangle with 2 overlapping circles. This is a random puzzle as clued in by the dice pitcher. Press the button to get a number. Since this is a triangle with 2 overlapping circles, this is a sum of a set of numbers. So press that, we get 16. Follow the wire, this thing here, to going into the next room at left. That's what we're doing. So that's the wire we followed from over there. And now we have a triangle with 2 separate circles. This wire leads to a number panel that has a triangle with 2 circles. This triangle means 2 separate numbers. So these 2 digits form one number and these 2 digits form another. These 2 numbers are the numbers that add up to make the number randomly generated in the other room. So we had a 16. So enter a set of number on this panel that will add up to the number randomly generated in the panel at room to right. So we could just put in 6 here. Plus 10. That makes 16. Alright, follow the wire to the left. This wire here. And see, yeah, closed door. Another wire comes to this door. This wire here. That wire leads to a number panel that has a triangle with a crossed out circle. Remember the panel outside that makes a noise when a certain number of items dropped from the silo. If you remember that number, I think it was 6, enter it on the number panel. So I'll enter 6. And it continues. If you forgot, you can actually just go back to the silo and drop some stones to find out what the number is. So if I did everything right, this should open. And it did not. Problem, maybe it was 7. Alright, let's try that again. Okay. I did something wrong here. I don't know what. I have of 16. Not quite sure what I did wrong there, but let's do 8 plus 8. Definitely equals 16. Must be enter. Maybe it was 8 numbers. It was wrong, and it was 5. I did this before. Now I don't know why it's doing this to me. Let's start over. Alright, let's generate a number here. 9. Alright. So, say 5 plus 4. Alright. Nope. Don't know what I did wrong there. There we go. So it was 6. Just put in the wrong numbers over there, but don't know why. 6 plus 10 equals 16. I don't know why that didn't work a while ago. But anyways, the game is what it is. So let's open that. And we got another fragment. Press the handle. Got the fragment. That's number 6 apparently. And now we need to go back to the north area. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to exit here. Go back to the tram. Back up reverse to the circular railway. Back up reverse again, so we can close this rail. Exit. As long as we don't land on the one. Okay, we're at the south side. It's good. Alright, so we're gonna have to go around and close that door. They sure make you run around in this game. There's that one. Oops. Now we need to open the north rail. To the north area again. And the next part of the guide says raise the bridge. So we'll do that as soon as we get there. Take a trip right here. So right here we go past the statues again. And go outside. Oops. Actually, before we go here. So, look at the metals. Use the red ball we got a while ago in the cylinder, and that raises the bridge. And now we go inside that building we just got access to by going over here and around. And it says before we go there we want to close the door at the far end. The reason we want to do that is because in fact this button doesn't only control this door, but it actually controls another door we can't see. When one is open, the other is closed. So we're going to want to get into that room. That's why we're closing this door. So now we go into this room here. And it says look left and see a drawing of a square with a bent line through it. Draw this square for your notes. Okay. There's a rock beside it. There's the rock. Can't do anything with the rock right here, but there it is. Turn around and see circles and squares drawn on a paper. Take note of this clue. There's a vase beside it. Alright, triangle with 3 circles clue. Look close at the picture right of the vase. It shows 3 circles outside, a triangle above the green button right of the entryway. It looks like there is no bridge on the left. This also looks like the clue seen at the West Silo area. Let's follow this clue. Go to the next building at left, unlatch the metal door. We'll do that. Alright. That's why. Latch the metal door. This goes to the side bridge outside. Now you can exit through here. Take the red ball from the cylinder on the railing. This lowers the bridge. Alright, go back inside the third building through the metal door. Go to the second building. Press the green button right of the entryway now that the bridge is lowered. See the clue picture right here. A triangle with 3 circles outside and 4, 4, 8 inside there under the landing of the first building. Go back and place the red ball back in the cylinder to lower the bridge. Well, they mean raise the bridge, but that's okay. Do that now. Alright, next section says third building. Turn around and go forward to the third building. If you press the button right of the exit at the first building, this door should be closed. They mean this door should be closed, and it is. Turn left. This door should be open if the door at right is closed, and it is. Take note of the hands pictured on the wall. These things, I guess. open the drawer and make a copy of the map of the circular rail and outlying areas. Alright, so there is the map. Make a copy of that. And yes, there it is. Okay. Okay. And sum panel. This is the sum panel. See etched circles with a plus sign in between on the wall equals a question mark. Inside the circle are lines 1 to 4. Okay. Turn right and open the cabinet left of the bed. Take the device. Oops. I turned left. We have taken the device. Block numbers. Turn right and see block numbers on a frame. Each block number has an equal number, has an equal... Okay, this is a badly written part of the guide, but basically, there are 6 blocks that make up this one, there are 9 blocks that make up this 2, 10 blocks that make up this 3, and so on and so on. Alright, so now we want to go to the 4th building. Turn right from the block numbers and go to the next building. Right here. Okay, see squares with different colors. The colors are familiar. They are the colors of the flowers with the clock above it close to the entrance hallway. Remember the color of the flower at a specific time. The paper in the second building is a clue to this puzzle. The black circles are the hour. The top middle one is 12 o'clock. Arrange the colors by clicking on a square until the desired color appears. The 12 o'clock position is yellow. Continue on. Check the list at the start of this walkthrough. And, okay, well, again, I didn't really study this particular puzzle again, but I've got the answer here. If you understood that, good for you. We're just going to enter the correct colors using the guide. Find it. Cyan. This is lime green, kinda. So it's sort of white. Yellow. And I can't imagine someone who is colorblind having a easy time with this game. Oh shoot, I just passed the color I needed. There it is. This one's black. This one's orange. This one's pink. Or violet, whatever you want to say, call it. This one's red. This one is violet again. And this one is blue. Alright, I think that's it. When done, press the button at right. Take the paper roll from the cabinet. Alright, did something wrong here. Check that code again. Alright, so this is good. That's good unless this is... Okay, yeah. This one, in fact, is not violet. It's this one. I guess that's pink. Alright, let's go back. That should work now. There we go. And there we go. So, thanks very much for watching this part of the walkthrough. We will be back with part 5 very soon. Again, I can't say how much I appreciate the thumbs up if you care to give it. If this guide was useful to you, please do so. Take you 2 seconds. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.